without faith it is impossible to please God, for whoever would draw near to God must believe that He exists and that He rewards those who seek Him. In the Gospel today, Jesus performs an incredible miracle, restoring the physical sight of a blind man. This miracle reveals the power of Jesus and His compassion towards those in need. The uniqueness of this miracle is that, while there are many on other occasions, Jesus simply heals with a word or a touch, but in this case, there is more involved. First of all, we see that Jesus receives. Jesus has proven Himself over and over again that He loves to receive people and He ministers to them when they come to Him in faith. From the historical perspective, we need to take into consideration that those who suffered from blindness were helpless and reduced to begging. In addition, they were considered as accursed from God. The general belief was that any sickness, illness, or disease was considered as a punishment from God. Here, we have a blind whose condition cannot be changed by human power, but he is brought to Jesus by those who believe that Jesus has the power to heal. They are demonstrating faith in Jesus on behalf of this blind man. Secondly, Mark goes on to say, and they begged Him to touch the man and heal him. Their begging was continual. They didn't just ask once, but repeatedly. In fact, this blind man is an object of lesson that Jesus is using to teach His disciples and to us that we need to be persistent in interceding for others before Jesus. Thirdly, Jesus took the blind man by the hand. This was a weighted touch. They were expecting the miracle to occur then, but it didn't. They were thinking that as soon as Jesus would touch the blind man, his sight would be restored, but it didn't. Jesus has something different in mind for this occasion. Jesus reached out, grabbed the man's hand, and didn't let go without saying a word. In fact, Jesus was communicating to the blind man that he was scared and that he was entering this man's life. The blind man could not see what was happening, but he could feel and experience what was happening. Fourthly, after the partial healing, Jesus touches a man again, leading to the full restoration of his sight. This miracle serves as a turning point to the disciples, while the previous passage is about their inability to see, having eyes yet do not see. And further, we see Peter declares Jesus as Christ the Messiah, marking a clear transition in the faith in the person of Christ. Dear brothers and sisters, what is the implication for our lives? First, Jesus is rightly commanding us that we must come to Him in a disposition of faith. Most of the miracles in His earthly ministry correspond to the faith of the petitioners. As the author of Hebrews tells us, without faith it is impossible to please God, for whoever would draw near to God must believe that He exists and that He rewards those who seek Him. Let us draw near to Him with utmost faith and disposition in order to experience the healing touch of Jesus. Amen.